Welcome back to Farming Crossing 4, and that still sounds weird. I started off with unlocking this, I guess, recipe, but basically just getting this quadrocopter. There's cargo ships and stuff, but those ones are slower, and I tend to just carry the stuff with me, like the actual plane, this quadrocopter. So this is much more convenient. So I'm going to start off with this one and probably move and get the other ones eventually. But from there, I had more to do. I needed to go to the end. The end, yes. Well, I guess the end portal. So I want to fight the dragon. There you go. So I ended up in the Nether, doing your typical, I need blaze rods, and I also need ender pearls. Now, originally I did try going to the desert. Nothing spawned, so this is where I'm going to have to be as well. So I had to find a fortress and also a warped forest. I got the right one this time. Yeah, I didn't prepare that hole well enough, and it wasn't the blaze. I was afraid of the withers just walking upon me because they were really close. I fortunately got away. They didn't destroy my bamboo quadrocopter, which was fine. But I went and did something safer. I just left. I just left for a night now and took a break. I went to another dungeon. And this was interesting. I was trying to figure out what this was. And I assumed they'd hurt me. But I figured I'd try out anyway. These dungeons. Normally, I didn't find any good loot in, I think, 2 or 3 of these. This one, I feel like I've been in one of these rooms before and didn't do anything with it. In the center, there's a chest that's open. But on the sides, left and right, you just hit the block, the note block, on both sides. It will open a door in the center. I assumed there was something in the center, but I didn't want to just break through the wall. And sure enough, there was. Which, of course, in these stupid silverfish. Anyway, yeah, there was a little bit better loot. I'll say better loot. There's more typical loot in this one, but it's also trapped, which I think is really, really cool that they trapped it like that. Always carry a bucket. And from here, it was so interesting because I didn't find what I was looking for. I was actually looking for a bottle, and I'm still looking for it. But I'll get back to that. But I went back to the Nether because I still really wanted... My goal is to basically get to the end, to fight the dragon. That's kind of where I'm at. I couldn't find a warped forest. But then, I see whatever they want to call Candyland. I don't know why there'd be a Candyland in the Nether. That seems like an odd biome in there. Maybe because it was easier to add it to the Nether than it would be to the overworld? I don't know. So I went there first. Interesting enough, I went there, and there just happened to be a warp forest next to it. Just for sake of saying it. There's a warp forest right there to the left. There's also a fortress right here, too. I'm just collecting these blocks. I don't really have any interest in them right now. But it's cool to see all this stuff. I don't know if you can even eat that. How to silk touch. I think the bubble gum you have to pick up with a shovel. My shovel just happens to be a silk touch shovel. I'm not really sure if you actually can just use a plain shovel. But I'm back to trying to collect ender pearls as well, which I did as well in my hardcore world, which I'm actually hoping I can stream again soon, whether it be on Twitch, which is probably on Twitch, or on TikTok. I want to stream a few times on TikTok to see how well that goes, just in general, but either there or TikTok. TikTok or Twitch. Goodness. Well, this was a little bit longer. Very long. I don't know why things weren't spawning. I was moving back and forth because if you look at the map, you see all the yellow dots. You can't really see it on that. But from here, it was interesting because I just kept going back and forth through this warp forest just so I can despawn all the regular, like, the piglins and stuff. Just so I can get these. And, of course, I don't have looting at all. I just have an iron sword. So I was doing it the long way. Yeah, I didn't have much luck as a whole. I want to say I was doing this for at least an hour. And my goal is always to get 15 pearls. That's just always my number. It gives me that little bit of cushion to, let's say, fill up the portal, as well as have a little bit extra to break finding the way. But I do love this mechanic, this shopping mechanic. because it doesn't take everything down, but it does take a bunch of the warped block down as well, which is just freaking amazing as a whole. But this is kind of what I was doing to clear up some space for me to be able to see these Endermen. There's a lot of sounds which are pretty cool within this mod pack. So this is where I ended up, of course, in a hole in the wall, and then just swipe, 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 and it's boring. There was really no point of adding all what I was doing. That was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I saw those frogs too, just off topic. There's those green frogs. But after I did all that, I was heading back, and of course I see these gems. And this mod pack, which is amazing, makes you want to actually collect this stuff. Not to use per se, but to actually get the achievements. And this quadrocopter came in clutch with it. This is over lava, by the way, I'm pretty sure. It just lets me cut down. I'm not sure if it makes it easier if I change the perspective. I just didn't because I don't want to mess anything up. Just collecting all these different gems. I think I got all the rare gems. I feel like I did. I might be missing one. And it wasn't just in the Nether. This is just overall the rare gems. So once I left there, I actually was going to head out. I'm heading out to look for the portal, which is that way. First one broke. Wonderful. But that's why we have extra. And there was a problem with, I don't know what it is with this plane that happened today. This is not freeze framing. This is exactly what it looked like for me. It was bad. The frames were so bad. And I'm not sure what it was. It could have been that I added rockets to this. But anyway, I just got fed up and just started the Minecraft again, and then just went from there. But it was weird. It was the only time I really had huge lag issues. Besides in the pyramids. If you go in those pyramids, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the redstone, the lighting, there's a lot of lag in those. But I digress. This thing, I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought it was like some kind of prison for whatever bad mob it is. There's witches and I don't know what else those other guys were. You saw them. The lizard guy and the other one in this. And I thought there'd be like a laze in this, like there was in all the other ones. See the Vindicator? But it wasn't. There was nothing really in here. Basically, it was a giant waste of time for me to go in this thing. I think it looks cool. I don't even know what I even picked up. I just like hitting switches when they're there. I don't know what that dispenser spit out. Oh, it spit out a hat. That's what it was. Yeah, it was a bit of a waste of time for that as a whole. But there's still a lot of really, really cool places that you can actually see in this mod pack that I still have yet to see. Which I think is really cool, because normally in mod packs you just see everything and it's just saying repeating, repeating, repeating. I'm still finding new stuff. Even as close as I am to areas I thought I explored, not the case. But eventually I make it to where I think it is, and unfortunately it's underwater. I guess that's not a bad thing, because then I don't have to dig as much. But with water, I can't really tell where to start digging. For me, it's weird. If I'm on land, it makes more sense. I don't know. It finally went down, and then of course it's almost nighttime, so I end up just marking it as a hole. And this is something I feel like I do so often that it may not be exciting for me, but I mean, in a new world, it is what it is. But I find my way down, and this is what throws me. This is where I started, right there where you saw. I started there. Didn't see the portal at all. I want to come in here. I have night vision goggles, is why you're seeing all this. This is dark. There's no torches or light. But I have night vision goggles just to go around, because for whatever reason, the mobs aren't really spawning the same way, which I'm not complaining. It's fine as a whole. But right here, this is where I started. Was right here. And for whatever reason, I didn't think to just cross over, because there was so many sections that were broken up. There was so many sections that were broken up. So I was afraid that there wasn't actually a whole portal. I've done that before, where you have like half a portal. Not half them filled and just a half a portal that you can't use. I've been to one where there wasn't one there. There was the room. So I got back to prepare myself. Did some fishing to get like XP. And then I got this Neptunian chest plate, which of course helps you breathe underwater, or breathes underwater. Which I just used it because the armor was pretty much just like what I had. So at least I don't have to deal with the water. Not here though. We are going to fight a dragon in a quadrocopter, believe it or not. This thing is really good on fuel, by the way, if you want to fly around. And I really wasn't too worried about it. I mean, I fought a lot of dragons. Hardcore, not hardcore. Modded, not modded. Now, RL Craft's a little different because the mobs are there. But, I mean, it's just a fight. You break down the end crystals, and then you just tag at the dragon. I kept my distance because I didn't feel like getting knocked off. Because I don't have feather falling at all. And there it is. Which is good. We've killed the dragon. I don't know, honestly, if I've died in this world yet, for that matter. It's not a hardcore world, but I don't even remember dying at all in this. But once you can just fly around, there's not much the dragon can do. As a whole. The dragon fight's basically like any other dragon fight if you're curious. It's just like a vanilla one. But which is weird is there is a map, and you see this little area right here. I don't know what that is. I haven't gone to through any portals yet. And this little bit of land just generated on the map. I don't see it anywhere else, which is fine. I'll probably do that in the next episode. I didn't realize it was actually like a perfect circle. I just saw my map just then and didn't realize it's like a perfect circle of obsidian towers, which is odd. Yeah, this one was a bit loaded. I lost the egg, by the way. I lost the egg. I didn't lose it then. I touched it and it dropped into the portal. So I assume it's at 0, 0. But I will catch you in the next one.